Hey, what's happening, everybody? William Johnson here. This is another percussion tutorial. Shakers. We've been talking about shakers. So the last time, you might see me laugh and you might hear some other sounds. I have two of my kids are sitting in here with me. We just filmed an episode of my children's music channel, Mr. Will's Music World, and they were in here and helping me film for that, and they're hanging out, staying in here. So you may see them pop their little head up or not, but you might hear them laughing. So anyhow, we've been talking about shakers, and I've been going over some tips, some things to help you out and to go more in depth with shakers. In this episode, in this particular episode, I want to talk about just some exercises of independence and some ideas in rhythms and grooves. And one of them is this: playing two shakers, each hand, and playing them simultaneously but in different directions. Now, this is kind of like what I think of as almost like a sandpaper type thing, like rubbing sandpaper. It's a constant motion of sound going shh, but more like so think of a person, rubbing a piece of wood smoothly like sandpaper. And basically, right, it's like this, but you have two hands going. So now the benefit of this is if you get pretty good at it and you're able to manipulate it this way, you can implement another groove within that samba funk type thing that I was doing. Right? So this can be going, slow it back down, and then you can introduce now both motions. Now, what I love to do is every now and then add some variation. So it's kind of like accents. Then the shaker becomes not just a steady groove, but it can also become like brushes on a snare. Or you can manipulate it and you can add variations and accents and make it pretty interesting. So in other words, if I was just playing here and then every now and then I just doubled it up, so that creates an accent because now it's louder. And then I can do the back and forth thing. So what I really like to do is when I'm playing this back and forth, right after is to end it. So it's almost like putting a period, a punctuation mark at the end of the motif, the little ditty, the rhythm, right? So it's like chicka chicka cheer, chicka chicka tat. Right? So now to develop this, because it's pretty cool if you're just here. So now instead of just playing a steady shaker pattern throughout a song, you can change the shaker pattern through the song to create a different atmosphere, kind of like what you would do on a hi-hat, right? You're just changing the groove. And it depends on the context and whether or not this will fit. Now here's how you develop it. What I'm basically doing is one is going this way, and while it's going this way, the other one's going back. So you can practice this with me. You can basically, without having a shaker, just take your hand and just back and forth. That's what you're doing, right? And just go back and forth. And then when you get ready to stop and switch to playing the shaker pattern like this, you're gonna come here, and then this one that's forward, you're just gonna leave it there, and then bring the other shaker with it, like this. So we go. Right? And then when you go forward, then you can just bring them back and forth again. Okay? So again, like this. Back, opposites. Leave that, like this is my right hand. Leave that hand out. And now get ready to play hold and get ready to play the shaker pattern again. Right? And think about it before you're getting ready to play. So if I want to go back into this, when this goes out, now we're going to get ready to do the back forward again. All right? So let me display this or present this, show you really slowly. So we're playing the shaker pattern, and I'm getting ready to play the back and forth with both. See that? Now, lock, So it might be the other way, but you basically just want a seamless transition between this and this. So it could be that if I'm here, then I know that this has to go out. If I'm here, then it has to stay there. And then the next time we get ready to come together, out. As this is going forward, then I need to bring that back. A little confusing there, but hopefully you get the idea of what I'm saying. At the end, to wrap this all up, to put a cap on it, basically this what you're doing. Right? So it's a pretty cool thing to work on. And then you work on it just by going back and forth. And then hold the one that's going to be holding. So let's say it's my right hand. And then keep playing this. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Both. Hold. Keep going with the left hand. And now, see that? Hold. So that's something that's pretty cool that you can work on to just give some variation to your shaker playing, to add some other excitement, something that's different. And instead of just doing this, you can just play. It's really cool to have that ability to have the independence with both of the shakers. Cool. Anyways, I just wanted to go over a little bit of that playing. I don't know if this was a real good explanation of that, but I wanted to highlight it a little bit because it's something that I do every now and then. And I've gotten, from time to time over the years, I've gotten some feedback from other musicians that when I do that, they like that sound. And it tends to fill it up a little bit. It makes it funky sometimes. It's just a different vibe, a different feeling. And I wanted to share that with you. If you have some questions about that in particular, maybe it would be good to do a practice video where I can break it down a little bit more. Let me know. Comment below and let's talk about it. I'd love to talk with you about it and get some feedback on this particular lesson. Anyhow, we'll camp out here a little bit more on the shakers. Thanks for watching, y'all. God bless you. Heaven smile upon you, and I'll see you soon.